What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over the Giants training camp roster, the 90-man roster, which I think is only 88 because I've been looking everywhere and I only see 88 guys on the roster. So I think the Giants only have 88 at this point. So we're going to be going over the 88-man roster, or I'm going to say 90-man roster. Just easier to say, and I'm going to be slimming it down to a 53-man roster based on how I would do it, not how I think Jerry Reese is going to do it. I'm going to do all this on how I would do it if I was the GM of the New York Giants. So let's get right into it. Starting off at quarterback, we got Eli Manning, Geno Smith, Davis Webb, and Josh Johnson. I think the Giants are going to keep, I'm going to keep 3 quarterbacks on the roster. And I'm going to have Eli Manning, Geno Smith, and Davis Webb on the roster. And also, if you guys have any comments on why I think something on what, like why do I have 3 quarterbacks for the Giants even though Eli Manning never gets hurt, I'm not going to do all that explaining now. You could leave it in the comment section and we'll talk about it, just because I really don't have time. I really don't want to make this a long video for you guys. And also, if you guys didn't notice, I have all that text up there, so I don't have it in the description because that just takes too long. So, moving on to running backs, we've got Paul Perkins, Shane Vereen, Wayne Gallman, Orleans Darkwa, Sean Drawn, and Khalid Abdullah. I'm going to keep Paul Perkins, I'm going to keep Wayne Gallman, Orleans Darkwa, and Sean Drawn. I'm going to let go of Shane Vereen, surprisingly. I'm going to let go of Shane Vereen and either trade him or just let him go, because I just don't think we have a need for him anymore. Paul Perkins was that guy is like a younger Shane Vereen. So is Wayne Gallman. Wayne Gallman's like a spitting image of Shane Vereen. He could take handoffs in between the tackles. He's very shifty and also can pass catch with the ball. So we don't need Shane Vereen anymore. And he's taking up cap, so I guess we could just get rid of Shane Vereen at this point. He did take a $1 million pay cut, but still, just let him go. Moving on, and I'm also going to give a 10-man practice squad for you guys. So, Rhett Ellison at fullback, Shane Vereen and Shane Smith and Jacob Huseman at fullback. But I'm just going to keep Rhett Ellison, so Jacob Huseman and Shane Smith are gone. Moving on to wide receiver, we've got Odell Beckham, Brandon Marshall, Sterling Shepard, Dwayne Harris, Tavares King, Roger Lewis, Travis Rudolph, Kevin Norwood, Darius Powell, Jerome Lane, Keon Johnson, and Kevin Snead. A lot of talent for the wide receivers, but I'm only going to keep 6. And those 6 are Odell Beckham, Brandon Marshall, Sterling Shepard, Dwayne Harris, Tavares King, and Travis Rudolph. So he will make the roster as opposed to Roger Lewis, who will be cut from the New York Giants. He didn't catch well last year. Whenever he needed it, he did catch 2 touchdowns. He had 2 touchdowns, but whenever there was key first downs and Eli threw him the ball, he dropped it. Long balls down the field, open passes, he dropped it. I could have sworn he dropped a touchdown last year too. So moving on to the tight ends, we've got Evan Ingram, Will Tye, Jarrell Adams, Rhett Ellison, who is listed under the fullback for me. So Matt Lacoste and Colin Thompson, so I'm only going to keep 3, and that's Evan Ingram, Will Tye, and Jarrell Adams. Moving on to the offensive line, we'll start off with the tackle position in particular. We've got Eric Flowers, Bobby Hart, who is listed under as a guard, but I'm going to put him as a tackle. Eric Flowers, Bobby Hart, Michael Bowie, Adam Geddes, who always finds a way to make their Giants roster even when not making the 53 in the first place, so this guy will stick around somehow. Chad Wheeler, Adam Bisnawadi, and Jessamine Dunker. Adam Bisnawadi, our 6th-round draft choice this year. At guard, we've got Justin Pugh, John Jerry, DJ Fluker, John Jalapeno, Weston Richburg, and Ben Jones. So if I had to keep my offensive linemen, I'm going to keep 8 this year because we need some roster space for other positions. So I'm only going to keep 8, and that's Eric Flowers, Bobby Hart, Justin Pugh, John Jerry, DJ Fluker, Weston Richburg, and Brett Jones. So my starters are going to be Eric Flowers, Justin Pugh, Weston Richburg, John Jerry, and DJ Fluker, and Bobby Hart will lose that job to DJ Fluker. It could go the other way around, don't get me wrong, but it's too early to tell. This is just having fun with this at this point. Eric Flowers really slimmed down, so did Bobby Hart, because they were living at the Giants. I think everybody knows about that. They were living at the Giants facility for a couple weeks, or maybe even months, just getting their technique right, getting in shape, hoping to get better, because I think they know they're the worst tackle duo in the NFL at this point. So we'll see what they do. And Eric Flowers really slimmed down, and this is not just media talk. This is real. Like, they showed a picture of Eric Flowers, what he looks like now, and he looks really slim compared to last year. So moving on to the D-line, we're going to start off with the defensive ends. We got Olivier Vernon, Jason Pierre-Paul, Devin Taylor, Romeo Okwara, Owa Odigizua, Kerry Wynn, our 5th-round draft choice, Avery Moss, Stanley Mapunga, Evan Schwan, and Jordan Williams. A lot of talent for the defensive ends. It's hard to keep as much as we can, but we have to slim it down a little bit. Olivier Vernon, JPP, Devin Taylor, Romeo Okwara, and Owa Odigizua. I like Kerry Wynn, but I just don't think he's going to make the roster. There's too much talent up front that he can make it in. He may win the job over Kerry Wynn. No one knows. He may win it over, but I'm going to keep Owa Odigizua because he's our 3rd-round draft choice. I really don't want to waste my 3rd-round draft choice just like that. And then Kerry Wynn does well, as well, but he was an undrafted free agent, so I don't want to give up on Owa Odigizua just yet. I want to see what he can do. I want him to live out that contract of his. So that also means Avery Moss will be cut, our 5th-round draft choice. Just don't see a need for him right now. I liked the pick when we picked him up early on, in the draft, but that was before we signed Devin Taylor. After we got Avery Moss, they signed Devin Taylor, so I don't know what that's saying about Avery Moss. I don't know how they feel about him at this point, but he's on the roster bubble. So moving on to defensive tackles, we've got Damon Harrison, Dalvin Tomlinson, Jay Bromley, Robert Thomas, Jaron Jones, who I really like, and Josh Banks. So we're gonna keep 4 guys on the defensive tackle position. We've got Damon Harrison, Dalvin Tomlinson, Jay Bromley, and Robert Thomas. I'm not gonna keep Jaron Jones. I'm not gonna keep Josh Banks. I really want Josh Banks because he's an athletic defensive tackle. It's like those new school defensive tackles who could stop the run and also rush the passer. We can use him on 3rd downs to rush the passer, but I just don't think we can use him at this point. Jay Bromley, I really don't see anything special in Jay Bromley. I'm just being more safe than sorry. If I really want to, I would put Jaron Jones over Jay Bromley and see how that goes. But I just think, with the experience that Jay Bromley has, I think, I'm just going to leave Jay Bromley there just to be more safe than sorry at this point. I would have to see more from Jaron Jones, see what he does in the preseason in order to put him on the 53-man roster. So inside linebacker, I'm going to go over something real quick. A lot of people were saying, talking about this, and I'm going to go over this real quick because time. But Keenan Robinson was not our starting linebacker last year, and he's not going to be our starting linebacker this year. If you guys didn't know that, Keenan Robinson was only playing linebacker in the nickel package and dime packages as a nickel and dime linebacker, but still playing the middle position in that role. But Kelvin Shepard last year was our starting middle linebacker in the base 4-3 package, which means you are the starting middle linebacker if you're starting in that package. So he was a starter. Keenan Robinson is just a sub. He comes in these sub packages like nickel packages, dime packages, and he is the nickel linebacker and dime linebacker there. This year it's going to be B.J. Goodson commanding the role in the base 4-3 package. He's going to be the thumper in the middle for the base 4-3 package, and Keenan Robinson will once again play the nickel linebacker role. That's why you guys saw him more so than the starting middle linebacker. That's why you guys thought he was a starting middle linebacker, because he played more snaps than them. Just because the Giants were in the nickel most of the time. We're in school football, so there are more 3 wide receiver sets, 4 wide receiver sets, so you don't really see the base 4-3 package anymore. You really should just see nickel packages, and that's what the Giants ran mostly, was nickel and dime, more so than base 4-3. So that's why you guys saw Keenan Robinson out there more often. So for inside linebackers, we've got B.J. Goodson, Keenan Robinson, and Calvin Munson. Don't think we'll keep Calvin Munson, so I'm going to let him go. Keaton Robinson and B.J. Goodson will make the roster. And then weak side linebacker, we got Deontay Skinner, we've got Jonathan Casillas, we got J.T. Thomas, and we got Eric Pinkins. So I'm going to let go of Deontay Skinner and Eric Pinkins, and I'm going to keep Jonathan Casillas and J.T. Thomas. At strong side linebacker, we've got Devon Kennard, Mark Herzlich, and Curtis Grant. I'm going to let go of Curtis Grant and only keep Devon Kennard and Mark Herzlich, and that's your linebacker core. Going on to the cornerbacks, we've got Janoris Jenkins, Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, Eli Apple, Valentino Blake, Michael Hunter, Deshaun Amos, Dante Dion, Ryan Murphy, and Nigel Tribune. I don't like the depth at cornerback this year. I really hoped we kept Leon Hall. Valentino Blake is nothing more than a special teams guy. He really doesn't do much. And then Michael Hunter did all right last year when he was playing, and then he got, then they cut him to the practice squad. I think he was on early, and then they cut him late. So yeah, I don't like our depth right now. I hope that we sign a cornerback or trade for one in the preseason. That we trade one or we find a cornerback that got cut that we can bring on. But I really don't like the depth for this cornerback. It's just Janoris Jenkins, Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, and Eli Apple at this point. So, but if I had to keep some cornerbacks, I got to keep Janoris Jenkins, Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, Eli Apple, Valentino Blake, Michael Hunter, and Dante Dion, who I really like. This guy's a ball hawk. He could come in dime packages and really, he's a good man-to-man corner as well. So he's small, but he's definitely very aggressive. So, yes, moving on to free safeties, we got Darian Thompson, Andrew Adams, and Duke Iheanacho. I'm going to keep all three of them. And then for strong safety, we got Landon Collins, Nat Burhay, and Jadar Johnson. I'm only going to keep Landon Collins, not Nat Burhay, because he can't stay healthy. He's a waste of a roster spot, and I'm done trying with him. I'm pretty sure the Giants are done trying with him. If I'm the GM, I'm letting him go because he doesn't stay healthy, and he's always on the IR, so there's no point in keeping him. Then we got our kicker, punter, and long snapper in Aldrick Rosas, Brad Wing, and Zach Diassi. So I guess Aldrick is our kicker because I'm looking on the Giants.com, and he's the only kicker listed, unless they forgot to update it or whatever, but he is the only kicker listed, so I guess he is our kicker coming into the season. And then you got Brad Wing, obviously, who is probably one of the best punters in the NFL. And then Zach Diassi, who's been with us for forever now. So, all right, let's go over the practice squad. I've got 5 guys on offense. 5 guys on offense, 5 guys on defense. So I got Khaled Abdullah, the running back. I got Shane Smith, the fullback. I've got Kevin Sneed, the wide receiver. Chad Wheeler at offensive tackle. Matt Lacoste at tight end. Avery Moss at defensive end. Deshaun Amos at cornerback. Josh Banks at defensive tackle, Jaron Jones at defensive tackle, and Jadar Johnson at strong safety. That is my 53-man roster and 10-man practice squad. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let's start a discussion in the comment section below. And subscribe if you're new and like the video, guys. Make sure you like the video. That's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.